Okay, welcome back. I'm going to show you something today. It's a dirty, dirty job, and nobody wants to do it. But pay attention because you're going to learn something. I got to do this today because look at the sun's out, the skies are blue, and what was it? Last 47 days it hasn't stopped raining? I'm just kidding. This is one of the first sunny days in like 2 weeks. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. If you were here for that, you'd be here anyway. Okay, so my good friend Steve Punk Steve phones me the other day and says, you need to tell people the difference between oil and diesel and all that stuff. So I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and it's a really in depth subject. So what I'm going to do is break it up into a couple. Because diesel is a whole thing of itself, gas is a whole thing of itself, veggie oil is a whole thing of itself. Well, the veggie oil we don't really have to get on because if you go back to Jax's videos, it'll explain all that. So today what I'm going to do is get on to oil. Now, oil and fuel. 90% of you people out there I know are going to say, geez, he's right. How many people change a fuel filter and don't even know what it's like? Or change an oil filter and don't know what it's like? The number one thing with an engine or a fuel system is the oil filter and the fuel filter. It'll tell you so much. It'll tell you before it's ready to crater. It'll tell you everything you want to know. Everything. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, nowadays, it's a lot easier because everybody's gone to the Mercedes type oil filters where they're canister type, and you just put the element in it, which is a far better system. Dodge, all the Fords, all of them use it. And it's a very good system because you don't have to pay somebody to do it. When you change your oil, I'm going to show you something that you didn't believe. Okay, first of all, this is an oil filter. Now this is I think this is a Ford one. Now, or a Dodge, I'm not sure. I took these out of a old can, so I don't know. But anyway, you'll notice they come with the top now. You know why that was? Because people couldn't push the filter in. So that's why they come with the top, and sometimes they crack them and they run, because it's only plastic, right? So, yes, thanks, Dean. And Michael for the bed. We were using it more times than we ever used it, right? So all you do is you change your oil, and then if you're worried about it, you can do it within a couple hours. But if not, just pull the filter off like so, right? Now, this oil filter will tell you everything. Now, if you don't know anything about it or what you're looking at it, take it to a mechanic. He'll tell you exactly what it is, but make sure you don't get no contamination in it, like water or dirt or dust. Make sure when you cut it open, you put it in a bag and show them the real McCoy, not something that's you think is damaged. So what you do is you take your little trusty knife and you cut along the filter, right here, right, and along there, right, and then you go like this, and then you get the element off, right? And you pull it out. It's all pleated. Now, you got to remember what side you got. The inside is clean, the outside's dirty, right? So you pull it out like that and you look in it. Now, what you're looking for is pieces of metal, big pieces of metal in here or paint or something like that. This one here is not pretty. This is pretty good, really. You see the odd little flick of silver, but that's minor. But that's what you're looking for. Now, anybody can do it. All you're looking for is contamination in there. Dirt, metal, paint, anything like that. Now, if there's bronze or silver in there, take it to a mechanic and get it looked at because you probably got an issue. Okay? That's how hard that was. That is the oil filter, okay? That was the oil filter. Now, this is the other type of filter. Now, I don't recommend this because it's a pain in the ass. I don't recommend this if you're just doing it for, if you wanted, like I know a lot of guys, like I can rhyme off 100 guys that are so paranoid about their vehicle but they don't do this because they've never been told. Like Seven and like Steampunk and Jax and it just goes on and on. And the thing about it is, this is easy to do. It's not really complicated, and it's been around since they invented the stuff. Okay? So now with this one here, you can buy a really fancy filter cutter, which I have no idea where mine went. So we got to resort to the old way of the old hacksaw. You just take a hacksaw and just cut around the lip, right? Just cut around the lip, like so. Make it look so hard. But you just cut the can. Now you got to be very careful that you don't make a big mess like I did, but that's all right. We're in Alberta, it's just going to recycle it back to the oil. So then you take and lift this can off, right? And you make sure that you don't try to get too much of the dirt from cutting it, right? Then you get a screwdriver and because you squeeze the can and then the filter gets stuck, right? And the same thing, okay? Same thing as I told you with the other one. It's a pleated filter, and you just cut it off the can, like so. And then you pull it out and look at it, right? See, there's nothing in there. Little flick of paint here. But other than that, it's pretty clean. So then when you go and do that, you know life's good. There's no great big gobs of metal. Because believe me, if a bearing's going, that filter will be plugged. Because you know the way the oil filter goes. Comes from the pan to the filter and then into the engine. So if it's in the pan or in the filter, that means it came through from the oil pan. So that's what I'm saying. And anybody can do this. And like I said 100 times, if you don't know, just to put it in a bag, take it to a mechanic and say, here, well, look at this. What do you find here? And give them $5 and life goes on. Now, this is my pet peeve. I personally do not change the fuel filter unless I know it's plugged or it's bad. So this is a fuel filter. Now, I don't know whose filter this is. So I'm just going to tell you how to do it. But it's the same thing. You cutting the element off the filter really isn't going to tell you much, because if you got stuff in here, you got big problems. Like Jax with the veggie oil, he had lots of stuff in his filter. That's why. But this filter, what you have to do with this filter is you take and pour diesel in it. Now, if you can fill that top up and nothing drips out of there, the filter's plugged. Now, in Canada, you should try to do it every oil change, because we got terrible diesel up here. It's got lots of paraffin wax in it. Every oil change, or at least every 2 oil changes. In the States, you can get away with a lot more because they don't have the paraffin wax problem. But I don't personally do it more than two oil changes is max. That's the max I ever do. And I've never had it stop on the side of the road. So this is what you do for these little babies. Even if you don't have some diesel, everybody's got gasoline. So what you do is you take gasoline and pour it in the filter. And see, it comes right out. So this filter's not bad. But you see down at the bottom there, just come here now. Look right down at the bottom. See how much is staying in the bottom? So the bottom part of this filter is probably plugged. So that's what you're seeing there, right? And you'll see Look at all the garbage in there, metal and crap. Now, I don't know where this come from. That's the metal you're looking for right there. I'll cut this open. This is good. Oops, sorry, dear. Oh, I got it on you too. Oh my God, I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm making nothing but a mess here. It's a messy job, but you have to show it to them. So you cut the filter off this. Now I don't know what this came off, but somebody's got some issues, I think. This is a fuel filter. Okay? That's the garbage you're looking for, right? That stuff. That's metal in there. Now, I don't know what it's out of. I don't even know what truck this is off. I got this out of a garbage can. So somebody's got some issues with their diesel. But they'll find out soon enough. But that's it. That's all I'm showing you. That there will save you a ton of money. A ton of money. Because if, say for instance, like Dean or a couple other people, they took their truck in and they said that it needs a new motor. The first thing you do is take the filter off, cut it open. Say, cut the oil filter open for me and show me. And if that filter's full of garbage, then they got a foot to stand on. If it's clean, you just say, nah, I'll leave and get out of there. Because all they're doing is scamming you. Because if that engine is shot, that oil filter will be plugged up with garbage. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So, and the thing about an oil filter you got to remember, it's got a bypass valve. Some got a bypass valve. So what it does when the oil's cold or when it gets plugged, it goes off bypass, so all the junk goes through. It doesn't even filter anymore. So just dissect that and think about it and play it a couple times and it'll get in your head. It's so simple to do. It's easy to do. You can take it to any mechanic and get it done, and nobody does it. I don't know what the story is. I don't know. All I'm saying is that's how you can tell if your engine's shot. If you think your engine's shot, cut the oil filter open. That'll tell you right now. Okay? I'll leave that with you. Next one we'll probably do on a little bit of diesel fuel.